This is my cameraman, and here's the rest of my audience. Can you imagine being in a war, fighting for your country while risking your life? Can you imagine not knowing if you will live another day to see your family again? Or imagine not having anyone to help you, even when you're injured, sick, or not having anyone to bring your hopes up. Some of you have probably never been through a time such as this. There was one very kind and compassionate woman who dedicated most of her life to helping soldiers fighting in terrible wars. This woman's name was Clara Barton, whose love and passion brought her to accomplishing many great things. Through chains of events in her early, young adult, and adult life, Clarissa was able to bring about many accomplishments, including founding the first American Red Cross. It is because of her persevering and diligent work that she was able to accomplish this feat of establishing a humanitarian organization that has had the potential of helping those in distress, some of which may have even been your own family or friends. Establishing such a well-known organization was not an easy process, but through chains of events in her life, Clarissa became one of the most honored women in American history and was able to successfully establish this well-known organization. It did not take her several years to develop her humanitarian nature, but it was clearly displayed from a young age as a child. Clara Barton was born on December 25, 1821 in Oxford, Massachusetts, to a captain of the local militia and his wife. As Laura Morrow had documented in her article, Clara's Heart and Policy Review, a journal on a website. She was the youngest in her family, and she had 2 sisters and 1 brother. Her dream from a very young age was always to become a nurse. She clearly showed this great capability and intelligence when she was sent to school and greatly excelled in both English, reading, and spelling. She later found that she had a great calling for helping others. She displayed this through helping injured animals. But the best example of her great determination came when her brother had a terrible accident, fell from the roof of a barn, and was badly injured. She quickly learned how to distribute his medication and took care of her brother long after doctors had given up, until he was able to make a full recovery. From the beginning, she showed great love for helping others, but it did not just stop there. You see, she found out that she had a great disposition for teaching by the age of 18. So in her early years, she taught for about 12 years, during the time when it was difficult for most women to become teachers. Writers of History.com say that she first founded a school for workers' children at her brother's mill when she was 24 years old, and then in 1852 opened a free school in Bordertown, New Jersey, quickly reaching an attendance of over 600 students. Her biggest deception, however, came when the board of the school hired a man instead of her to become the head of the school, giving him twice her own salary. According to historians at History.net, shortly after, she moved to Washington, D.C., where she worked at the U.S. Patent Office and became the first woman to be hired by the government in a substantial clerkship and earning the same salary as a man. Unfortunately, she was shortly reduced to a copyist later. During the First Battle of Bull Run in 1861, she quit her job and opened an office to help soldiers who had been injured, specifically those men of the 6th Infantry of Massachusetts. For her hard work and perseverance and risk, she earned the love and trust of these soldiers, as well as the title the Angel of the Battlefield. Even in her old age, and after her many experiences in war, she did not cease to continue what she had once started. After the war ended, she continued serving her country to aid specifically soldiers. She opened an office to look for soldiers who had gone missing during the Civil War and was able to find and identify over 13,000 dead, unknown Union soldiers, a statistic recorded in the U.S. Department of the Interior's website for National Park Services. Shortly after, Clara, exhausted and under doctor's orders to go somewhere away from her work, closed the missing soldiers' office in 1868 and left her country to help in Europe. She assisted in military hospitals during the Franco-Prussian War, and in 1870, she had the chance to give the Red Cross Society much aid, as stated by History.com, a well-known website written by various knowledgeable historians. 2 people influenced her to bring about this organization into her own country. While in Geneva, Switzerland, she was able to be introduced not only to the Red Cross but also to Dr. Appia, who would later invite her to become the representative for the American branch of the Red Cross and help her find financial beneficiaries for its establishment. Henry Dunant's book, A Memory of Solferino, also played a large role in pushing her to establishing the Red Cross. When Clara returned to the U.S. in 1873, she began working towards accomplishing her long goal of establishing such an organization as the one she had seen in Europe. A&E Television's history writers say that finally, after much perseverance and gaining experience in aiding both in Europe and in the United States, she saw the need to create and serve others in calamities other than just through war, leading her to establishing the first American Red Cross in 1881. The treaty was, however, not signed until 1882 under the administration of Chester Arthur, as was documented by the U.S. Department of the Interior. This same website records that while she still lived, she aided people on an international scale in many natural catastrophes, including floods, dam breaks, famines, hurricanes, earning honors such as the German Iron Cross and the Silver Cross of Imperial Russia. Clara Barton, the angel of the battlefield, is an example to all of us who have or have had a dream. According to writers of History.net, she died in Glen Echo, her home, in 1912 at 90 and continues to be revered until this day. First, she began at the young age nursing her brother who had been severely injured. Next, she went into the teaching field to help educate younger generations and risked her life in war to help desperate soldiers who were in need. Lastly, she felt the desire to not only aid those in wars, but also others who were in many afflicted situations, to the point of establishing the American Red Cross. Remember the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So let's be like Clara Barton and follow our dreams. Be volunteers for others. Be good, be brave, be strong, and perseverant in life, and we will be rewarded for our efforts to help this world become a better place.